Hello everybody, my name is Noah Taff, and today we are going to be doing reviews for both NXT TakeOver 30 and SummerSlam 2020. I did the predictions together, so might as well do the reviews together. It was a pretty solid weekend of wrestling. Both shows were pretty good. Delivered pretty well. SummerSlam for the past couple years has been pretty good. This trend continued this year. TakeOver is always good, so, you know. But with that being said, let's get into what happened at both events, starting with TakeOver. So TakeOver was a 6-match card, 5 main show matches, 1 pre-show match. The pre-show match was Breezango versus Lorcan and Birch versus Legado de Fantasma, the winner becoming the #1 contenders for Imperium's tag titles. The match did not get that long, about 7 minutes. Heels dominated for most of it, and then Breezango ended up getting the win by pinning the fellow babyface team. Breeze pinned Lorcan, I believe, with a super kick, so Breezango get another tag title opportunity. I could very well see them actually getting the titles. Legado de Fantasma, I mean, they still got a gimmick going. They got, they're with the Cruiserweight Champion, interim Cruiserweight Champion. Nobody really knows how that's working out. Apparently, he's still the interim champion. Apparently, Jordan Devlin's still the real champion, but Devlin's stuck in the UK, and he was named in the whole speaking out. I don't know what the hell's going on there. But Lorcan and Birch, don't know what happens with them next. They'll probably just keep, moseying along. They've been doing that for like 3 years, so why stop now, I guess. Alright, main show kicked off with Finn Balor versus Timothy Thatcher. Solid match, 13 minutes and 32 seconds. Thatcher looked strong. Balor's been putting a lot of people over recently. I knew he was going to win this match, but Balor, since he came back to NXT, has been making a lot of people look really strong. He did the same for Thatcher Day, but ultimately, he ended up winning with the coup de grace in 1916. Balor, of course, has the most TakeOver wins ever. He has like 12 or 13 or whatever, and Finn's just been on a great roll since he came back to NXT. He's just vibing, honestly. Like, he hasn't won the title or anything, but he's put a lot of people over, but he's still maintained his credibility. So, yeah, his run with NXT, I'm sure some people were disappointed because some people thought like he was going to get the title immediately and all that, but does he really need that? I don't feel like he does. I feel like what he's doing right now is fine. Like, he puts enough people over, but he also wins enough where he doesn't lose his credibility. He's got a very incredible run going right now, I gotta say. So I'm liking it. Good match. Don't know if this feud goes anywhere else past this. Maybe not. Up next, excuse me, Fatal 5-Way ladder match for the North American title. Bronson Reed versus Damian Priest versus Cameron Grimes versus Johnny Gargano versus Velveteen Dream. Of course, it's for the vacant title. Lee vacated it a couple weeks back after he won the NXT title. Good match. I was very afraid that Dream was going to win because, I mean, let's face it, whether or not he's guilty of what he's being accused of is irrelevant. The backlash in alone is enough that he should not have won this match. Whether or not he's guilty doesn't matter. If he, just based off the backlash, like, he should not have won this match. And they actually killed him. He didn't win this match. He got yeeted to the outside and, like, went for a table and all that. I really thought Cameron Grimes was going to win, and I really was hoping. Me and my sister were pulling for him hard. I really thought, that he was going to get it. And I think I had originally picked Priest, but I overthought it and I picked Grimes, double guessed myself. I should have picked my first guess, though. Should have stuck with my first guess because Priest won. Damian Priest is the new North American champion, the oldest North American champion at 38 years old. Good for him. He's had a great run. Next, he had that great match with Balor at the last TakeOver where he didn't go over, but again, didn't lose momentum because he looked great in the match, and he deserves this, and I hope he gets a pretty decent run at the belt. Up next, Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee. The ladder match got 21 minutes and 24 seconds, by the way. This Cole-McAfee match, to maybe surprise many, got 16 minutes and 12 seconds. All matches tonight were decent length. 16 minutes and 12 seconds. So, the main concern going into this match, of course, was, is McAfee any good? Yes, he is. He's pretty good. He was surprisingly pretty good. He was very athletic. I don't think he botched anything. They, did some basic spots, but the more the match went on, the more he showed his ability. He took a fucking pile driver at the end. Cole won, of course, but Cole beat him with the Panama Sunrise, and he took the pile driver beautifully. No botch. He was impressive, and I wouldn't mind seeing him coming back and doing more, because you never know, with guys coming in, if they're any good. But I mean, I'd say, as far as part-timers go, or guys coming in from the outside, if they're good, let them work more. He's good. So let him work more if you want, I was very impressed by him. Don't know where Cole goes next. I guess he's a babyface now, but surely God doesn't go after the champion, or maybe he goes after Priest. Does he get called up? I don't know. I don't know what goes on with Cole now, to be honest. I honestly don't know. I guess we'll find out. Up next, women's title. Io Shirai, the Genius of the Sky, defends against Dakota Kai and her bodyguard Raquel Gonzalez, who was back with her. 17 minutes and 13 seconds. They're both great wrestlers, and they had a good match. I don't think that's surprising. Gonzalez tried to get involved multiple times because she's, Kai's heavy. Unfortunately, it didn't seem, unfortunate for Kai, it didn't seem at any point during the match that she was close to winning. I can't remember a time in a match where Io was in danger of actually losing the match, And then Io just basically went full video game and spammed moonsaults to win. Fucking moonsaulted them both on the outside, rolled Dakota back in a ring, hit another moonsault, won. Fucking works for me. Kai and Gonzalez did jump her after the match, but Rhea Ripley made the save. I'm hoping Ripley turns heel and feuds with Shirai, because while I haven't been against Rhea's babyface turn, I think she's a better heel. I would like to see her go heel. I wouldn't mind her winning the title back if she is heel, and I'm sure her and Shirai can just have a tremendous one-on-one match. I feel like that's what they should have done originally and not involve Charlotte. But needed Charlotte's drawing power, I guess. Not hating on Charlotte, but I like Charlotte. I'm just wondering. I just don't know if she's all I'm saying is I don't know if she's big of a draw as they make her out to be. That's all I'm saying. I like Charlotte, but that's all I'm saying. Okay, main event: Karrion Kross versus Keith Lee for the NXT title. Almost 22 minutes this was won. 21:51. I was afraid that Kross was just gonna fucking beat him quick, considering this is the man who beat Tommaso Ciampa in under 7 minutes. They got a lot of time. It was actually back and forth. Kross did, dominate most of the match with submissions and even hit Doomsday Saito early. Lee kicked out, though. Lee did get his comeback, hit the Spirit Bomb. Kross kicked out of it. I really thought that Kross was going to get a pass-out finish because he had him in the cross jacket, but Lee got out of it. Lee tried to do a top rope move, maybe a top rope power bomb, but Kross caught him with Doomsday Saito from the top rope, and that was it, man. To the moon, motherfucker. To the fucking moon, Karrion Kross been pushed. This is probably the biggest NXT push ever. Maybe the quickest, definitely since Kevin Owens, when Owens just came in, debuted at TakeOver, and then the very next TakeOver, he beat Zayn for the title. Owens won the NXT title within 2 months of being in NXT, and then he got called up quickly after when he still had the title. Kross debuted when? Let me see, when was it? April. So May, June, July, August. Okay, so 4 months for him, but still, that's pretty quick. He unfortunately did suffer a separated shoulder in the match. According to him, he's not going to miss that much time, though. And again, there's usually 2-3 months in between takeovers anyway. So if anything, he just gets held off of wrestling on TV for a little bit. And I don't think he should wrestle on TV every week anyway, because of the type of character he is. So I think it'll be fine. If you're wondering if Lee will get a rematch, he will not. Keith Lee has been called up very quick. They announced during SummerSlam that Lee was going up to Raw. Lee did go up to Raw today. Had a match with Orton, which ended in no contest after McIntyre interfered, but then Orton punted McIntyre in the head for the 3rd time that night. And now this Sunday, we're having another pay-per-view, Payback, and Keith Lee will face Randy Orton at said pay-per-view. So, just got called up, already got a pay-per-view match with Randy Orton. Good start. They changed his theme song, though, and I'm not happy about it. But, TakeOver. Good show. Not the best TakeOver ever, I wouldn't say, but great show. McAfee looked great. Ladder match was great. Cross winning the title, I don't have a problem with. I figured it was going to happen. Women's match was good. Balor again on a great roll. Yeah. So SummerSlam was also good. SummerSlam was also good. The tagline of SummerSlam this year was, "You'll never see it coming." I would like you to remember that. You'll never see it coming. So, 8-match card for SummerSlam. 1 pre-show match. The pre-show match was Apollo Crews versus MVP. Benjamin and Lashley were banned from ringside, and as such, Apollo beat MVP in under 7 minutes. It was about 6:40. They just had, little match. MVP went for Playmaker. Apollo countered it and hit the moonsault and then the powerbomb, and Apollo just beat him. Kind of makes MVP look weak, I guess, just because, it shows he can't win shit without Lashley or Benjamin. But, Apollo retained, good for him. It's looking like his reign will probably end this Sunday, though, as I figured, they're now switching his feud to Lashley, and Lashley will face him this Sunday at Payback for the title, and I think Lashley is going to win. So, I'm happy for Apollo. He's gotten a decent reign. As I'm recording this, how long has his reign been? It's been a decent little reign. He's had it for 92 days, so he'll end up having it just short of 100 days, providing he loses it this Sunday, which I think he will. So a little over a 3-month reign, not 3.5-month reign. Good for him. Little decent reign there. So main card started with Bayley versus Asuka for the SmackDown Women's title. I actually thought that they were going to do both women's titles matches back to back, because that's how they did Becky at Money in the Bank last year, and then Rollins when he had to defend against Sting and Cena a couple years back, but they didn't. They actually gave Asuka an hour between matches, so good for her. This first one was about 11 minutes and 35 seconds. Good match. They went back and forth until Asuka got distracted by Sasha at the end, and Bayley beat her with the most dangerous move in wrestling, the roll-up. So Bayley retains the title. Her long as hell reign goes on. We all know what we're setting up for, so don't have a problem with it. But yeah, reign goes on. Bayley retains. We'll get back to Asuka in a little bit. Up next, tag titles: Street Profits versus Garza and Andrade. They didn't get much time. 7 minutes and 50 seconds. They had a solid match. It's just the match they've been having. Street Profits won with a Ford hit the frog splash and pinned Garza. They did tease more tension between Andrade and Garza because Andrade could not break up the pin because I think Garza accidentally knocked Vega off the apron, and then Andrade was checking on Vega while the Street Profits took down Garza. So looking like they're going to break soon, probably, Andrade and Garza. I guess Garza will go babyface out of them, I suppose, unless they do a slip-slop. So, up next, Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville. This was originally supposed to be a hair versus hair match. It was changed to a loser leaves WWE match, which no disqualification. 10 minutes and 5 seconds. They utilized the stipulation well. There was an awkward spot where Mandy tried to set up a table and couldn't, and then they didn't end up using the table. I don't know if she broke it or something. I feel like I have to sneeze. Excuse me. I don't know if she broke it or they just said, fuck it, I can't get this table up. They utilized a chair. They did use it for one spot where actually Mandy slid. It was a cool spot. Mandy slid the chair across the table to try to hit Sonya with the face, and Sonya had in the face, and Sonya had fucking Keanu Reeves that shit. So that was cool. They used it for that. Mandy ended up winning clean with her finish after kneeing Sonya in the face 3 times. So Sonya is now leaving the WWE due to her recent incident with some cunt breaking into her house. I think she's I think they're just giving her time off to just recuperate mentally, probably, and also maybe deal with legal proceedings as well. So I say maybe we'll see her back around the Rumble or something, but I'm glad they're giving her time off. Obviously, she's not actually leaving. Up next, Seth Rollins versus Dominic Mysterio. This was the longest match of the night. Welcome to WWE Dominic Mysterio. You get a match on the second biggest pay-per-view of the year against a multi-time world champion, and it is the longest match of the night. That's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty awesome. So, 22 minutes and 35 seconds. The longest match of the night by exactly 2 minutes. It was good. Dominic was good. I'm not surprised. I had more faith in him than I did in McAfee. I can't really say who did better between him and McAfee. I think they both did incredibly well. Maybe you could argue McAfee's was a little bit better considering I expected Dominic to do well, and I was unsure about McAfee, but they both did very well. Good match. It was basically centered around most of the match. Rollins was beating the crap out of Dominic, and they were trying to tease Ray to get involved because Dominic asked Ray not to get involved. And Ray's wife Angie was there too, and she was like, "Ray, get involved." Ray's like, I can't get involved, and she was thinking about getting involved, and Rollins was like, "I'm gonna abduct you" or whatever. And the match, the end was basically they handcuffed Ray to the Ray did get involved eventually and he handcuffed Ray to the ropes so Ray couldn't get involved, and then curb stomped Dominic and won the stomp. Obviously, doesn't make Dominic look weak. It was just literally his first match, and he looked great in the match. He was facing a multi-time world champion, one of the faces of the company. It's how you get over and losing. Does this continue? On Raw this week, they got the main event. They got it was a tag match, the Mysterios versus Murphy and Rollins, and then Retribution attacked the Mysterios. So, I don't know. I don't know if this continues. I feel like that should have been the end, but I don't know. Good match either way, though. So now, back to Asuka. Asuka versus Sasha Banks this time for the Raw Women's Championship. This match was 11:25, 10 seconds shorter than the Asuka Bayley match. It was a better match, I think, though. Just because not shitting on Bayley as a wrestler, don't take it like that. I think Bayley is a good wrestler. I think Sasha is better, though. And I think while Bayley and Asuka do have good chemistry, I think Asuka and Sasha have better chemistry. That's all. I just think Sasha is better than Bayley is in terms of ability, in-ring ability. They had this brutal spot where Sasha did a flip powerbomb to Asuka on the floor. That was one of the most brutal spots of the entire night. Might have been the most brutal spot of the entire night. It was damn hell of a spot. The key to this, and really teasing the tension here, was Bayley could not get involved to help Asuka win the match, or to help Sasha win the match, and Sasha ended up getting caught in the Asuka lock and tapped. So Asuka wins the title back, 2-time Raw Women's Champion. Sasha Banks has never successfully defended a singles title on the main roster. She is a 5-time Raw Women's Champion, and she has never successfully defended it once. That's brutal. What are the odds? 5-time Women's Champion did not defend it once, because she had that deal with Charlotte where they kept trading it back and forth, where Charlotte would always win on pay-per-view, and Sasha would win it on Raw, and then she won it from a couple years ago. From Bliss at SummerSlam, and then lost it right back 8 days later, and now she beats Asuka on Raw and loses it back on pay-per-view. Right decision, though, as Asuka should have gotten the belt back. They are teasing the Bayley-Sasha, I think they're going to break soon. It might happen very soon, because this Sunday at Payback, Bayley and Sasha have to defend the tag titles against... Sasha had a rematch against Asuka on Raw, by the way, and she lost that too. They have to defend tag titles against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. They've been doing this feud with Baszler and Jax, and they decided to put them together. I don't like Nia, so that's a little bit of a disappointment. I was hoping it would be Baszler and Asuka together, and that they would win the tag titles, and they would do the type of gimmick that Rollins and... They would do the gimmick that Rollins and, and Strowman were doing last year, where they were the tag champions, but they were also feuding over the title. I was hoping they would do that, with Asuka and Shayna. But Asuka, I guess Shayna and Nia are to win the titles and have a, I don't know, they're feuding, but they're the tag champion. I don't know. I like the Asuka Shayna idea better, but whatever. We'll see how it goes. WWE title match up next: Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. Both been white hot this year, and it was a never good match. It was definitely better than Randy's match versus Kofi last year. Kofi and Randy just didn't have that good of a match last year. Randy and Drew had a pretty good match, and it's impressive considering Neither man even hit their finish the whole match. I figured that Drew was going to kick out of like 2 RKOs, and probably kick out an RKO in 1 and stuff, considering the man kicked out an F5 at one. But Randy did not hit the RKO the whole match. Drew did not hit the Claymore the whole match. He might have hit the Future Shock, though, if that counts. Match went 20 minutes and 35 seconds, and Drew won for black with a backslide. So, yay. I'm glad Drew retained, I guess. I picked Randy. Randy still could get the title. So what happened on Raw the next day was Drew celebrated his victory. Randy attacked him, kicked him in the head, kicked him ahead again. Then Randy had the match with Keith Lee. Drew attacked him during the match, and then they fought backstage, and Randy kicked him in the head again, and now Randy's going to face Keith Lee at Payback, and Drew's not booked for Payback. I imagine Drew will probably help Keith Lee win at Payback, and then maybe Randy will beat Drew for the belt at the next show after Payback. What is the next show after Payback? And when is it? More importantly, how far... Okay, it's not even scheduled. We don't even know. It doesn't say it on here. Nobody has any clue. So, I don't know what the next show after Payback is. It was probably... excuse me. It was probably supposed to be a Saudi show. Or maybe this was supposed to be a show. I bet you this was supposed to be a Saudi show, but... They can't do the Saudi shows, even though they're on contract, because they can't fucking go to Saudi because there's a goddamn pandemic going on. So, been interesting to see where this goes. Up next, main event. Was surprised it's got the main event slot, but it makes sense once you know what happened after the match. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, versus Braun Strowman for the Universal title. Braun, of course, has held it since Mania. This match, before the show, was changed to Falls Count Anywhere. And that was a tremendous idea, because this match probably would have sucked without the Falls Count Anywhere stipulation. Like, it would have sucked. At 12 minutes on the dot, this match got... Again, they took advantage of stipulation. They fought to the backstage area a little bit. Bray hit a Sister Abigail in the backstage area, kicked out of, I think, 2 running power slams. Eventually, Braun ended up getting box cutters, because Bray had hit him in the face with a toolbox earlier, and Braun went back to toolbox and got box cutters out of it, and started cutting open a ring, doing the Ciampa Gargano spot, and was going to power slam Bray on that, but then Bray, I think, hit the Uranagi on that, and then Sister Abigail. Bray did not use the Mandible Claw in this match. Is that the first Fiend win where he hasn't used a claw? Huh. It just might be. I think it just might be the first Fiend win where he didn't... No. He beat Rollins for the title without the claw. I'm wrong. He beat Rollins in Saudi without the claw. So ironically, both his title wins have been without the claw. So Bray did the Sister Abigail on the exposed ring, and the Fiend is now a 2-time Universal Champion. But he did not get much time to celebrate it because... the big dog. That's right. You know how the tagline was "You'll never see it coming"? Gotta hand it to him. I never saw it coming. Roman fucking Reigns, looking jacked as hell, got like new teeth, and he looked just fucking ripped out of his mind. He's been gone since a couple weeks before Mania, when he dropped out of the Goldberg match, which actually got Strowman this Universal title reign in the first place. Returned, beat the hell out of Wyatt, beat the hell out of Strowman. It's too early to say he's a heel. I think we'll get confirmation about that when they do the contract signing on SmackDown this Friday. But he had some edge to him. He was talking shit to Wyatt. He was talking shit to Strowman. He was intimidating for people at ringside. He fucking... he was jacked. He got new teeth. I'm telling you, he should just... Like, he's already intimidating, but if they want to make him look more intimidating, I think he should drop the bulletproof vest and just wrestle shirtless, because... he's fucking jacked, bro. He's got that pandemic body. A lot of more people are more jacked now because fucking, they don't have to travel, around the whole world because you can't. They're staying in Florida, so everyone's more jacked now. Especially Roman hasn't even been wrestling. So Roman held the title up to end the show, and he's gonna win it this Sunday, isn't he? Because this Sunday for Payback, triple threat: Roman versus Strowman versus The Fiend for the Universal title. Obviously, Braun is taking the pin, but that means one of 2 things. Either A, Strowman is going to get pinned by Wyatt, and then they're just going to transition to Wyatt versus Roman, or Roman will pin Strowman, and then the transition to Wyatt versus Roman. Either way, this triple threat, I imagine, is designed to get Braun out of the feud and transition into the Fiend versus Roman. So, oh man, he might just get the belt, doesn't he? I didn't see it coming, though. I'll give it to you. I didn't see it coming. And I like the edge they got to him, even if he's not fully heel. I'm glad he had some edge to him. Bray's really going to lose the belt in 6 days, isn't he? Oh, man. Oh, fuck. So, overall, though, good show. Matches were all great. A lot of them weren't predictable. There wasn't anything, like, major that had happened, though. But until the fucking Roman retained, the Roman... I was like, man, there's not really any surprises. And then I was watching Bray about to hold up the title, and then fucking Roman comes out of nowhere. So I'm like, oh, goddamn. Fun fact also, it's the first SummerSlam since 2011 that Lesnar was not booked. Lesnar has main evented, like, since 2012, he's main evented every SummerSlam except for 2013. That was the one where he wrestled Punk and Cena and Bryan went on last. But he's main evented, I think, the last 5 SummerSlams. Brock Lesnar's Mr. SummerSlam, whether you like it or not. So it's a little weird seeing him not booked. But solid show. Second straight good SummerSlam. I think at least second straight. Yeah, last year was with Brock, and what was the one before that? Was the one before that with the Fatal 4-Way? Oh, yeah. No, that was the Roman Brock one. The Fatal 4-Way is one before that. 2018 was it was a little Rousey won the title, and it was Rousey won the title was good. And then, Joe and AJ had a good match, but it was new DQ, and Strowman got just murdered Owens and fucking Rollins. Oh, the Rollins Ziggler match, I remember that. That was good. That was right after Ambrose came back. The 2017 one though was the one with the Fatal 4-Way, the main event. That was great. So SummerSlam has been good in recent years. SummerSlam has been pretty good in recent years. I mean, it's arguably been more consistently good than Mania, to be honest. And they pulled off another one. The Thunderdome, by the way, was really cool. I really liked the Thunderdome. So overall, solid weekend of wrestling. We now turn our attention to Payback this Sunday. This fucking Sunday. What the fuck? We got another pay-per-view this Sunday. 4 matches. I think I mentioned them all. Bayley and Sasha defend tag titles against Baszler and Jax. Cruz defends the U.S. title against Lashley. Keith Lee versus Randy Orton, and The Fiend defends the Universal title. And no holds barred triple threat, but aren't all triple threats no DQ though? Huh. Against Strowman and Reigns. So why we have enough I don't know why we're having. I guess it was because it was supposed to be a Saudi show. I don't know, but it doesn't mean they had to do it this quick though. I don't know, man. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird, but fuck it. Hope it's good. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for my review of both SummerSlam and TakeOver 2020. Good week of wrestling. I'll see you guys back for another wrestling review about a week from now because fucking Payback. But that is going to do it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, be sure to like it. If you didn't like it, don't. Thank you to all 49 of my patrons for your constant support of me and my channels. You're all listed in the description. All my other social media links are in the description as well. My name's Noah Taft. This has been my review of NXT TakeOver 30 and SummerSlam 2020, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.